Hello and welcome to the first of my custom showcases. This is a series where I just present some of the customs that I've worked on over the last couple of years, tell you about like how I made them, all like fun little facts about their design, and the like painting methods that I used, all that kind of stuff. And we're starting off with Treadshot Prime. From Transformers Ascension. A lot of people were very interested in how I put this guy together. A few people got like the parts exactly right. Obviously it is made from the Generation Springer mold and does also include some parts from Generation Sandstorm as well. Specifically the arms, the head, the thighs and the knees are from Sandstorm. Everything else is from Springer. The only real modification I made to this was was on the head. He does more or less retain the same head as Sandstorm. The only difference is that I filled in the eyes with some modelling putty because Treadshot doesn't have regular eyes. He's got more like goggles. The paint scheme is obviously designed to mirror Treadshot like originals as much as possible. If I bring Treadshot back, actually, it's hard to see in this light, but obviously the colour match isn't quite accurate. Depending on the light, original Treadshot can appear slightly more purple than blue, whereas Treadshot Prime here is like a solid kind of ultramarine blue. The yellows aren't quite exact, but it's more about the colour placement and like approximate colours than getting it perfect. The Sandstorm parts are mostly unchanged. Obviously the head was repainted. It does have a lot of physical similarities with original Treadshots, but the arms are more or less unchanged. Some minor paint details on the forearms and on the bumpers on the top. The thighs are unpainted, they're the original yellow, and the knees were painted black. He retains his silver stripe, which goes across his bonnet and along his body. He obviously has a Shattered Glass Decepticon symbol because he is a Shattered Glass Decepticon, not an Autobot. The details on his chest are meant to emulate his headlights here, so the yellow main lights there and those lower lights there, so there on the sides are the headlights, and then underneath there are some red detailings for those red lower lights. I spent ages trying to find a head that would look very kind of primey and a bit more elegant, but still retaining some of Treadshot's basic features. Mainly the eyes were what I wanted to get right, but actually Sandstorm had a lot in common already with his head design, like the crest and like the the main kind of head shape. It was very easy to map the colours onto Sandstorm than trying to get an entirely new head. So while it's not necessarily part of the custom, I'll take you through what Treadshot's main weapons are. He retains Sandstorm's original blaster, just because of the colours, because it matches up with the yellow there quite nicely. And his other weapon is this. Some of you may recognise it as War for Cybertron Prime's axe. It's specifically the Corbot V War Axe, the red version. I don't know where you can get it. It's been out of production for I think a year or so now. But Treadshot has used an axe. In fact, it's been his main melee weapon for Ascension, so I wanted to kind of give that an upgrade. The great thing about this as well is that you can have it as a long axe like that, or you can disassemble it like so and turn it into a shorter kind of battle axe there, and that simply just slots into his hand like so. Plug it in, and then of course Treadshot is left-handed. And there you go. There he is all weaponized. So here's a fun fact about Treadshot. This one is not designed to transform, at least not all the way. I do in fact have a second Treadshot, which is for his vehicle mode. There you go. I love how this looks. It's surprising how, even though the arm and the top of the card don't match up in terms of the colour scheme, it does look really, really good. So the idea with this is that I'll transform Treadshot Prime like halfway, and then switch over to a half transformed vehicle mode, and then complete the transformation there. This is mainly to avoid scratching the paint in either modes, just to preserve it a little better. And it's also nice that I've got a spare. So I'll just do a quick turnaround on the vehicle mode. There you go. So pretty simple, very nice. He looks amazing in those colours, I have to say. As you can see, the silver stripe runs straight down the top of the vehicle mode as in his original form. And of course, a lot of people will be wondering, it's the Springer Sandstorm mould. Is it a triple changer? The answer is yes, and I will show you how he converts. So you need to flip these panels around. They never like this. They were always really, really horrible.
2,000 years later.
Come on.
The following Thursday. Yesterday.
There we go. And then that flips forward like that. You take the back of the card, the lower leg pieces, fold them out like so. Flip up the spoiler like that. Do on the other side like that. And then this is the main part where you have to fold down the window there, flip it round just as you would for Springer's helicopter mode or Sandstorm's VTOL mode, I guess that's what it is. Same on the other side. Flip that round, plug it in, and then those two bits kind of rest at the back there. You may notice a slight change in the lighting here. That's because I forgot how to transform my original character. What I forgot to do was the back piece here, the canopy, comes forward and then just sits at the front there. That folds down like so, and there you are. There is Treadshot Prime in his VTOL mode. It was never going to be easy to get a convincing flying mode out of two figures which shared the same engineering but not the same parts. So all things considered, I'm very pleased with how this turned out. He still has the functioning landing gear there, so the front one folds down like that. These are already down and he just plants himself like that. The wheels on his legs become thrusters, basically, so you can imagine they were spinning as he flies along and firing out exhaust blasts. And yeah, I'm super pleased with how this has turned out. It's a very bold looking vehicle mode, quite convincing. You can kind of see there's a little scratch of on the black paint on his leg there, but I can tie that up quite easily. And yeah, there is both of Treadshot Prime's vehicle modes. So I'll just bring back Tread Robot here. There we go. So I'm really pleased with how this guy turned out. I think he looks incredible. The colour matching was a lot of fun. Getting the stripes right was a bit of a challenge, but it worked out pretty well. And the vehicle modes both look absolutely incredible. So yeah, in terms of painting the figure, I disassembled it first, obviously. The arms and all the bits that were Sandstorms, apart from the knees, were left to one side. Everything else was given an ultrasound bath, just to remove dirt and bits of grime and things like that, just to make it an easier surface to paint onto. Those bits were then spray painted with black primer, just get all the different parts, get all the sides sorted, and then I used Vallejo brand paints to to do the blues and like the bits of yellows and the blacks. And yeah, that's basically it. I also did a couple layers of varnish to protect the paint from scratching. It only works like so well, but the actual, in terms of the finish, it looks beautiful. With the problem with Transformers is because there are so many moving pieces, you are gonna have issues with like connecting points where things like end up rubbing against each other. Also, our boy Mason made his own. He obviously, and everyone else within the Crosshairs group, got to see this earlier than everyone else, and so he had time to kind of put his own together. Put a picture of that there. I think it looks really cool. I hope you do too, and you know, I'm sure loads of people will be wanting to make their own ones as well. Thank you very much for watching this video. I hope you found it informative and interesting, and you've enjoyed finding out about how Treadshot came together, and all the little details and references in there. I'm going to be doing more of these, obviously. I would like you guys to pick which one comes next. So, your choices are Season 1 of Ascension Megatron, the helicopter one, or Ascensionverse Starscream, which is his Earth mode within the Ascension canon. So, comment below which one you'd like me to cover next, and let me know what you think of this custom, your thoughts on that. And yeah, hope you're all staying safe, you take care, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!